So my name's Waldron, otherwise known as the Negotiator. Work for Keller Williams Norco, and I'm hoping to find out a little bit more about how I can find someone to hire who does really great looking work with, with the green screens and things like that. So someone to help me up my marketing game.
Well, my name's Michael Dorsey, and I am hoping to become a master video guy.
I'm Amanda Fallon, and I hope I can figure out how I can best use video marketing on my social media in more of a consistent basis to generate more leads.
My name is Lupe, and I'm just trying to find out more about the process of Facebook advertising. I'm new to it, so.
Okay guys, are you excited? Because we're going to talk about video today and how to get yourself noticed, okay? Now, you should have a pencil ready and a spare pencil just in case the lead breaks on the first one, because there's some good stuff that's going to happen, okay? So I need you guys to get excited, and I need you to think about drinking a lot of wine, because I can tell you we are far more interesting when you drink a lot of wine. I'm just telling you that right up front, okay? Okay, so...
we need a couple ground rules. Mia, give them the ground rules.
If at any time you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or just interrupt the hell out.
There's the ground rules.
And then what we want to take away from this, I want you guys to walk away with some real value. So it's no longer this giant mystic cloud of how I get noticed. How come my videos aren't showing up? How can I make sure that my presence is there? Okay? So I'm going to start out with a little cute story here. There's a couple of guys that decide to go camping. And the guys, they go out, they go camping, they're in a tent, it's in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden, they hear rah, 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 and then there's a bear that's kind of going through all of their food. And they're like, rah, rah, and they look out the window like, oh my God, there's a bear, what are we going to do, They look at each other, they're both freaked out, and they don't know what to do. And one of the guys says, I don't know. The other guy starts putting on his shoes. And he goes, what are you doing putting on your shoes? That's a bear, you can't outrun a bear. And he says, listen, here's the truth of the matter. I don't have to outrun the bear. I only have to outrun you. Now the reason this is important is you don't have to be a master at video. You don't. You just have to outrun the rest of them, and very few people know how to do this. By the time you're done here, you will know how to outrun the competition. Does anybody know how many licensed realtors active in California right now? Anybody take a guess?
250,000.
250,000 is a good guess.
53% of the adult population.
Wow, look at you, 53%. And last check was 184,000 active, which means they're doing a certain amount of transactions every year, 184,000. And Jeannie's right, there is 1 in every 4 people in California at one point said, hey, you know what, I'm going to try this realtor thing because my realtors make a fortune and it's an easy job for everybody to do. Right? And we all know it's a super easy job. All you got to do is pass the test and then buy the Ferrari the next day. Exactly. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about, am I missing anything?
No, but video is a big deal. And there's a reason why we're so big on video, and that's because of the numbers, the math.
So one of the things that we want to do is make things really easy for you, and I want you to ask questions throughout. And I've learned the way to get people to do something is to reward them, okay? So if anybody asks a question, even a small question, we're going to give you something.
What are you going to give me?
Wow, look at you! I like her. What did your shirt say? 100% not today. Okay, got it. Love that. Selfie stick. Selfie stick, okay? So selfie sticks, and these things are pretty simple. You just put your phone in here. It opens up like that. Plug your phone in, push the button, and you're able to record. Okay? So anybody who asks a question, raise your hand and ask the question. And she already did. How soon can I have mine? This is going to be a fun day. This is going to be a fun day. Okay, so also, who's got your phone with you right now? Okay, everybody? Okay, good. Good deal. That's almost everybody, by the way. It used to be that it was really hard to get on video because you needed high-end video cameras. You needed an NLE, which is non-linear editing system. And it's really hard to do that, but nowadays it's not. It's super simple to get on video. And it's also super simple to learn video. So your first tip, how many people put videos on Facebook? Anybody? Okay, good. How many on YouTube? Couple? Okay. Facebook is for entertainment. Entertainment. People go to Facebook to be entertained. People go to YouTube to look for information. This is very important when you're thinking about the platforms to put things on, okay? So there's a YouTube channel that we've created just for you guys, okay? And what I want you to do is go to YouTube on your phone and type in the search Chris and Lee space channel. And then you're gonna see, Chris, I don't know if you can pull that up right there, but you're gonna get Chris and Lee space channel. You can do it now or you can do it later, it's okay. But once you do that, I'm gonna ask you to do one simple thing, and you're gonna do this to your clients, okay? When the first person there, raise your hand when you get there, Chris and Lee space channel. Anybody? Anybody there yet? Chris, okay, you're there yet. Okay, now, did you see us? You should see a little picture there. And then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Okay? Now, what you've just done is you've subscribed to our channel. This channel, the only purpose on this channel is to help realtors in Southern California help with video tips. That's the only purpose. We have multiple channels, Chris and I, and this one is just to help you guys with video tips. It should be Chris and Lee, no spaces between the and Lee, and then space channel. Now, it's not a popular channel yet because we just started it. So it's not high in the search engine, it's not high in the query. And you'll see right there it says video tips for realtors, right? So once you hit subscribe, what will happen is every time you log into YouTube, it's going to say, hey, Chris and Lee just uploaded a new tip, a new video. What's that?
You have 13 subscribers.
So it's 13, like I told you, it's a brand new channel that we created just for this. Now we got 21. Okay, 22. Now, what am I doing here? The same thing that you're going to do. I'm creating a connection. A connection that gives me access into your world. Or you actually, the other way is you have access into my world. So every time I want to put a message out to this audience, the Realtors of Southern California, and I want to teach through tips, I'm going to be able to, it shows up in front of you. Now, as long as I'm giving you value, you'll keep me subscribed. If I abuse the privilege that you've given me by putting videos that are not pertinent, you will go away. Go ahead.
And you want to teach us how to do that?
Yes, we're going to teach you, and I'm going to teach you the different platforms. So we're gonna, she's there with the selfie stick. I can't wait to give these away. Look at her. She's like, wait a minute, I saw a selfie stick. Go ahead.
Is it better to use your phone or is it better to use your iPad? What do you suggest?
Depends on your eyes. Yay! The iPad is easier for me, but the phone is pertinent. What you want is you want to create a value-added proposition so that the people that you're addressing will actually want to hear what you say. Now remember that your clients are looking for a house. They actually have authentic interests. They want to know. They want to know about, hey, is this area a good area? What is a zero-down program? What are Melrose? What's HOA? They have no idea. For the first-time home buyers, this is all brand new. So if you're putting out relevant, pertinent information, they're going to want to know. And ultimately, marketing is top of mind. They got to know who you are. If they don't know who you are, they're going to use somebody entirely different. And this is something that I've seen many realtors go through. Yes, ma'am? That's a good question. It's going to be, when you first start, once a week would be good. Ideally, twice a week. But to create quality, Chris, yes? Selfie stick.
Who needs a selfie stick?
Right there. She just asked.
There it is.
Sir, go ahead.
Does having a YouTube channel and linking to my website help with SEO?
Yes, we're going to talk about that too, because we're going to go deep into the platforms. So let's talk about platforms. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, the name of the YouTube, should it be like the same that we have on Facebook, or like?
We're going to talk about that. That's a good question, and we're going to cover that. Absolutely. We're going to cover that. And the answer is it should be unique. It should be unique, and I'll tell you why. But that gets deeper into the YouTube. Platforms. Does anybody know what a platform is? Anybody?
No,
Cool.
what is it?
What is it?
It's a basis of where the information is stored to be able to relay out
That was a
to
question.
different.
Correct, and you're right. We'll give her a Okay, so a platform. Facebook is a platform. Facebook is a platform. It is a private platform. It's called a PHP platform, which means you have to have permission to get behind the Facebook wall, okay? So now I need you to think about this. Let's say that you're going out, you're putting a video out, and you put it out on Facebook, okay? Who's allowed to see that?
Your friends.
Your friends, but how many of your friends?
Depends on your settings.
Depends on your settings, partially depends on your settings. But see, Facebook is the most profitable, biggest social marketing system on the globe. How much does your Facebook account cost you? Nothing. Wait a minute. How can this be worth billions of dollars if they don't charge you? Right, advertising. But how do they get to that advertising? Yes, ma'am.
So you're talking about Facebook as an entertainment thing, but what about the business pages? Like I have a business page and I post videos and I get views and I've gotten followers from that.
Yes,
So
and
what's
that's-
the difference between that and YouTube then?
Very good question. Very good. So the platform that you upload to on Facebook is a private platform, and the only audience that you have on your personal page are your friends. And even then, Facebook is very smart. They have an algorithm, which is a mathematical way of watching what you do. So if you're searching for a shed, like I'm working on a backyard shed, well, if you're searching for a shed, all of a sudden it'll show up on all these different platforms because they're watching you. They all talk to each other, and the algorithm, the computer program, knows that this is happening.
So that's not phishing then? Because I always thought that was phishing.
Phishing's a different thing. That's email.
When I do search for something, it does happen on Facebook. It's like I'm searching for shoes,
And they
all
know.
of a sudden there's all the shoes.
And they absolutely know. So once you put something up on that platform, the platform now has the video, but the Facebook, if you have 1,000 friends, the algorithm is about 11%. About 11%. So if you have 1,000 friends, and it goes up and down, and there's lots of reasons, but if you have 1,000 friends, just assume 100 to 110 are going to see it in their feed. Not everybody sees everything you do. It's impossible. So they kind of track who reacts to you, who goes back and forth. Now, if you have traction, if people start liking, commenting, and sharing, Facebook knows this is going on. So what they do is they start putting it in front of more and more people, and then you can get a real powerful post. But Facebook and YouTube are in a war. If you guys look at this picture at the top, they're in a war. And they're in a war for your attention. Everything is about your attention. So the platforms, the different platforms are Facebook, and the big one, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube is the most important one, and that's what people are usually missing. It's the YouTube presence, yes.
When I post a video on Facebook, you can't even see it without even having to click on it. But if I share a video from YouTube, you would have to click, and it is.
I'm going to tell you why.
People will do it.
Very
So
good.
that's why I don't do it.
And I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you why in just 1 second. But I want to make sure we cover the platforms. Instagram is another one that's kind of gaining a little bit of power. It's not as powerful as the other ones because of the exclusivity. But Facebook is easy. And as long as they can keep you on Facebook, they can sell ads. So that's their job. YouTube is the same job. Their job is to get you looking at YouTube, and that's it. Because if all you're doing is looking at YouTube and you're not at Facebook, then they can sell ads. Remember that that's the driving force, okay? So that's the basic platforms. Now YouTube and the Facebook, if you post a video to Facebook, it'll run its cycle. And after it runs its cycle, it'll kind of go away into the abyss. You can find it, but it's hard to find. If you post it on YouTube, it's a lasting presence. That is something that can be search engine optimized. It is something that will stay there for a long time. So a lot of people put a lot of work into creating, go ahead, yes ma'am.
What if you have your business page on Facebook?
It's good, you need a business page on Facebook. We're gonna cover that, that's a really good thing.
I put
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry?
most of my information for homes and things like that, and then
You can do that, and that's the powering force behind Facebook, is that if you have a business page, you can pay to promote your posts. So this way, you can geo-target, in other words, I can say Corona, a 50-mile radius, I can say people between 24 and 55 that make 50,000 to 120,000 a year, and I can only put my ad in front of these people, and I can spend $10 to $500 or whatever I want, and it will put it in front of these people. So that's the power of Facebook. Yes,
So
ma'am.
what's the difference then between like the YouTube platform and the Facebook platform as part of our business?
Facebook platform.
You can push ads out, and YouTube, you have that same option.
You You do have the same option. It's a little bit different. It's going to be pay-per-click. And it's called AdWords. It's Google AdWords. Because when we get to it, Google is, who's the biggest search engine in the world? Google. Who's the second biggest search engine in the world? Yahoo, Bing.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yahoo, Bing.
Number
You know
two.
what the
Number two.
second biggest search engine in the world is? YouTube. YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world. Guess who owns YouTube? Google. So if Google's the biggest search engine in the world, do you think that they're trying to maybe plug YouTube? When you do a search, it used to be you would only get texts. But now, Google makes sure that in the algorithm they thread video in. The more times you do searches, the more videos that show up. So the question of whether I should put it on Facebook or YouTube, the answer is yes. You should put it on Facebook, yes, because that's a real quick, immediate way to get in front of people. And when it comes to marketing, that's top of mind marketing. If you can stay top of mind, then people will know who you are. That's the whole idea. I mean, the power of being a realtor. Whenever I talk to a top producing realtor, I ask them, where do you get all your clients from? Where do you always get your clients from? You know what the answer universally is?
Social.
Sphere
Sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence and referrals. It just boils down to referrals. It's almost always referrals. So when I talk to them, I say, hey, how do you get all your clients? Referrals. Well, that says to say that you've got, hundreds and thousands of transactions and you're able to get a whole bunch of referrals. Well, the referrals are because the top producers do the things that top producers should. They put out billboards, they put out mailers, 10,000 at a clip. They do the things that top producers should. They treat it like a business, and not everybody that they send that mailer to buys a house or has a brother that's buying a house, but they are able to stay top of mind. And as long as they're able to stay top of mind, they have a chance at gaining that business. That's your objective when you're putting out a piece of media, a piece of video, is you want to stay top of mind. People, it's not going to happen, not in my experience anyway, that someone's just going to watch a video and go, that's the realtor I have to use. But what will happen is when you're competing against another realtor, they go, okay, so narrow down to these two. This one has no reviews, no Yelp, no Google, no videos, no nothing. This one has 5 Yelp reviews, 2 videos, and a bunch of testimonials on Zillow. Which one would you use? So this is the one with the testimonial. So this is, what you're doing is you're building your social presence, your social proof. So should you put it on Facebook? Yes. Should you have something on YouTube? Yes. And this is where most people fail. That I've worked with anyway, not everybody. But most people, they don't have anything on YouTube. They don't even have a YouTube channel. But the thing is, you don't want it on somebody else's YouTube channel. When Chris and I create a video, we'll put it on our YouTube channel. But we'll also send an email with the media that says, upload it to your YouTube channel. Because what you want is to build your YouTube channel. You want your YouTube channel built. If you don't build your YouTube channel, whoever controls it, maybe it's your broker, maybe it's your website designer, whoever is controlling your YouTube channel can take your videos down like that and you're off the internet. You don't want to lose that kind of power. In Facebook, yes, but
Do you know if on YouTube, because I have personal videos also, and I also have videos for my business. Can you privatize the personal ones and make the other ones public?
yes, but that's not what you want to do. What you're doing, you have 3 different settings in YouTube. You can make it public, you can make it unlisted, you can make it private. So the technical answer is yes, but that's not what you want to do. Inside of YouTube,
I want to have a business one.
if you look down this chart here, it says I have the following. A Facebook personal page. How many people have that? Okay, so most everybody has a Facebook personal page. A Facebook business page. How many people have that? Okay, that's good because that means you can start to push it out and promote. A YouTube account with professional videos, SEO for keywords. How many people have that? Okay, see how the hands are going down here? The next one, a Vimeo account. Does anybody know who Vimeo is? Who's Vimeo? Go ahead, Bernie. What's Vimeo?
It's like an app that makes like really good videos out of just like videos that you make.
They do have an app. They do have an app, but they're actually the competitor to Facebook. I'm sorry, to YouTube. So YouTube is a free version. Vimeo is a paid version. They've tried. They haven't done very well, but they do exist out there. And if you put your video up on Vimeo, then they won't get the ads that get thrown in front of everybody else. That's the power of Vimeo. But you have to pay for the Vimeo presence. So can you do it? Yes. Has it gained popularity since Google bought YouTube? No, they don't have a chance. Because guess who controls the algorithm? Google controls the algorithm. which means YouTube is going to get the primary presence. So then, hosted video on my private website server that I controlled SEO for keywords. Who's got that? Okay, so this is the technical stuff. You can actually embed a video, because we're talking about video now. You can embed a video on your server and it will be crawlable. The video itself will be crawlable, but the text on the page will be crawlable. It's techie, we don't need to know all that. Okay, so we've established the platforms. The platforms are the different places you put it. YouTube, Facebook, you can put it on Instagram. You must have something on YouTube. I'm telling you, that's super important, and most people don't. You must have something on YouTube. And then, now that we're going to that, we're going to cover Facebook in the next segment, but right now we'll talk about YouTube. When you put a video up on YouTube, guess what happens? There's a text-to-type software in the YouTube algorithm that will literally take the entire thing that you just said and text it. And there's a little text thing that you can download and correct it. So, everything that you said in the video, just like when you talk into your iPhone or your Droid or whatever, you know, you talk and you say, hey, please remember to schedule the appointment tomorrow. And it says, I will order you a hamburger with cheese. Right?
But only happen when I speak.
Yeah. Anybody else run into this problem? I run into it all the time. But so YouTube has its own text-to-type software that will create a text form, and you can download the text form and correct it. If you don't put any words on your video in YouTube, all it has to go with is what it tried to figure out. And this is the next big error that people will make, is they will upload a video to YouTube. They'll work really, really hard, and they'll get camera and action and cameraman and paying a lot of money, and they'll get it, and then boom, they upload it. And they think that's it. But that's not it. You have to tell YouTube what you are. So this is where it's relevant, and make sure you're present. So when you're doing that, who wants to be found for certain keywords? Everybody? What keywords?
Realtor, real estate.
Realtor, real estate. Okay, so that's everybody in the country. That's what you've done. So do you want realtor, real estate, everybody in the country?
No. Corona.
Best realtor in Corona. Okay, so if all you did on your video on YouTube was put best realtor in Corona, you would be way ahead of everybody else. Easily, you put the shoes on and you can outrun the other guy. That's it. It's that simple. Yes. Are you raising your hand?
No.
Okay.
Where
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
have? Oh.
I'm sorry, I've never done YouTube, so my question is, when you do YouTube, is it real-time video, or you do it and then upload it?
Very good question. And here's the war. The quick answer is no, you upload a piece of media. However, Facebook was able to change the game by going live. They changed the game. The entire algorithm has changed recently with Facebook going live. YouTube said, hey, you know what? If we don't do something to answer this Facebook Live thing, we're going to be in trouble. So guess what YouTube did?
I searched best realtor in Corona, by the way, it's on the screen.
Okay, so he just put in best realtor in Corona. And see now, here's an example. We work with Scott. This isn't Scott's channel. We tell him to upload it. This is our channel. We'll upload it, but it's Chris's channel. You want it on your channel. You want it on your channel. So, yep.
So do you have to do it on the title, on the video, or on the description?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. So you have to think about
It's all of the above.
the logic in it, and then now Google and YouTube rank on two things and only two things. This is super important. They rank on two things: relevance and authority. Relevance and authority. So if I'm searching a shed, is a realtor in Corona relevant? No. So I don't show up in the query. But how does it know? It knows by whatever I put on the page, whatever my text is. So if the text says best realtor in Corona, and that's it, well, at least it shows up in that query. So if I'm looking for a good realtor in Corona, you have to think about what would that guy type in? What would he type in order to get this? And if it's best realtor in Corona, if he types that and you're the only one with that keyword setting, then you're going to come to the top, or you're going to have a better choice of coming up to the top. Now, here's the challenge with this. Does anybody know, Shira, does anybody know how many hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute? Every minute.
No, I don't know the number. Wait, can we just watch the video? A minute?
300 hours. 300 hours of video.
Per minute is uploaded.
300 hours of video are uploaded every minute to YouTube. 300 hours. You are competing, every time you upload a video, you are competing with 300 hours of video. If you don't give something for the bots to crawl into, for the algorithm to grab, it doesn't know where to go. It goes to your top of text. That's it, and that's not a very reliable source. So when you upload a video, at a minimum, think about what would that person that you want to find the video type into Google. And if the answer is best realtor in Corona, well then put best realtor in Corona. Now here's the trick. Unless you have 300 to 500 words, Google just kind of says, well, you're not really relevant. You don't have enough there for anybody to go. Google has to be the best search that they can give you. That's how they've become the biggest search engine on the planet. So somebody who has 500 words and goes into detail about why I'm the best realtor, he says, hey, I was born in Corona, and I remember when the ice cream shop was here, and all of this stuff, and I rode my bike down to the Corona Mart, and I decided to be a realtor when I was 12 years old, and all of this stuff has to flow. That's the one thing. You don't want to go through and do what's called black hat SEO. Black hat SEO is say, Realtor in Corona, Realtor in Corona, Realtor in Corona, Realtor in Corona, Realtor in Corona. Because the algorithm is too smart. They will actually blackball you and put you at the bottom of the list. Go ahead.
You can find the Google AdWords and then embed in your feed.
AdWords is different. We'll cover that. All we're doing right now is talking about search engine optimization. And search engine optimization works for both the web page and for YouTube. The point of this is all video though. So because we're talking video, when you upload your video to YouTube, you want to make sure that you're relevant. You don't just want to upload a video, you want to make sure you're relevant. And if it's Corona, Realtor, if that's all you put, you're way ahead of everybody else. Way ahead. But if you put, hey, I was born in Corona, or I moved to Corona from whenever, and yes, go.
Meta tags.
Meta tags.
That's what you're speaking of. If you put enough meta tags in there.
Meta tags are HTML that's on a web page. So that's a little different. You're correct. You're on the same. You're right church, wrong pew. So meta tags. Okay. So when you put your text up, you want something so that YouTube can understand what you are. If you don't tell them what you are, they don't know. They didn't watch your video. They weren't there nervous when you shot it. The only thing that they see is what you type in. And if you type it all in and you do a good 300 to 500 word, recommend 500. And then after you put your 500 words that say, hey, I was raised in Corona, I'm a great realtor, so on and so forth, all my clients are from, they love me, blah, 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 blah. Then at the back of that is not.
No, isn't this a place where we're really check about how we're implementing what makes us special?
Yes. And that's
a great way to kind of think about it, what makes me different than everybody else.
absolutely. What you're talking about is a USP or a VAP, unique selling proposition or value-added proposition. I like that, value-added proposition. I have a realtor that I work with who's an equestrian realtor. She only works with, well, she primarily works with people that sell horse property. And she knows it. She knows it cold. So all of her videos are basically horse property videos. So whenever we upload something, we put in, hey, if you're thinking of a horse property, this is the best realtor because she's been selling these, she sold these things, all these things, she knows the rules and the laws. And so you're right, it's your USP or your VAP, your unique selling proposition, that's sales, or value added proposition, either one of those. Key differentiator, very nice, love that. So when you're putting it up there, now after you've done your beautiful 500 words, then the next thing, this will put you light years ahead of everybody else. Link out to relevant sites. So if you put your 500 words and you link to Corona Chamber of Commerce, Corona Realtor Association, or whatever, the Inland Gateway Association of Realtors. If you link to them, can you link to them? Yes, you can. There's no rules against you linking. That doesn't necessarily give you a lot of power, but it gives you a little bit step up. The power is when somebody with authority links back. If somebody with authority links back to you, then Google says, hey, this is a very powerful person, and for some reason, they like him. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise him up on the algorithm just a little bit. And you know how you get that? It's not so easy, but you just ask. Just type to the webmaster, hey, is there a way I get a link back? Here's why I'm good, and Corona, and blah, blah, blah. And you might get it. This is the difficult part. But when you have actual value, people will link to you automatically. Yes, go ahead.
I'm so sorry to ask this question,
No
but I
worries.
completely lost when you said after you've done your 500 words, then you link.
At the bottom? Okay, so, yes, okay, so when you're typing in the text, okay? So I'm typing.
I'm still on YouTube right now.
Yes, you're on YouTube. You uploaded the video and it's going to ask you for a description.
Okay.
When you type in the description, you're going to say, I've been a realtor in Corona for the last 30 years, I'm great, blah, 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 blah. And come and see me, here's my phone number. And then right below that, www.chrisandlee.com. Use that one, www.chrisandlee.com. That's a joke, you can use whatever you want. The www.whatever.com is the important part. Now, if it happens, I got you. If it happens to be relevant to your topic, in other words, the Inland Gateway Association of Realtors happens to be relevant to the realtor, then it gives you a little bit more what they call link juice. You're a little bit stronger in the search engines. So you can link to as many people as you want, and it's real simple, just www.theirwebsite.com.
Oh, I see. A link
Now-
to whatever is relevant to what I'm talking about.
Correct.
Got it.
Now, the power will become when somebody like the National Association of Realtors links back to you. If they link back to you because they have a lot more traffic to their website, then they're going to go, I don't know why, but this site that has a ton of traffic likes her, so let's bring her up on the search engines.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, go ahead. I'll agree with you. Go ahead.
My question, I have a resume, I think, like a bio. So with that 500 words that I'm gonna like cut my bio down or?
Is it relevant to the search? That's what you have to ask yourself. You don't ask me, you have to ask yourself. If I was looking for a house in Corona and I was looking for a realtor, would I care what's on this? And if it is yes, then good. If it's no, then no. So that's where relevance and authority. It has to be relevant to the search, and the more authoritative your site is, I got you, and I'll come right after you. The more authoritative your site is. Now, authority is a lot of things. It's really difficult. Authority, Google knows. They hire the smartest people out of the smartest colleges in the world every day. They know. So if you buy a URL, which is your website, if you buy one for 1 year, how vested are you? Anybody? Not very vested. So if you buy one for 10 years, how vested are you? More vested. Google knows that. It goes into the algorithm. All of these things go into the algorithm. So they know if you have one web page and that's it, you don't have any authority. So you don't really have any power. But if you have 100 web pages and they'll have good content, then you have authority. Yes, ma'am.
So, as realtors, if we have special designations, can we link to would it be beneficial to link to the websites associated with our special designations, like for instance, military professional relocation?
So the answer is, if you believe it would be relevant on the search for the person that you're looking for. So if your target market is veterans, and you link to veterans, then it seems pertinent. However, the other side of that is true, because if you have someone who's not a vet, then they could say, well, they only work with veterans and they move on. That happens too, by the way. So you have to have really good cognitive thought. Now, to create the content, Chris is actually going to create some while I continue my talk. How long were you?
So I have a question for everyone. Does anyone here use NLEs, a nonlinear editing system? You know what that is? Does anyone in here use high-def cameras? Like, besides you, does anyone else use high-def cameras? Or is everyone using one of these? Okay, we're using cell phones? You're using cell phones? Okay. There's a couple of apps that I use personally to produce videos with iPhones or Android, whatever you use, okay? It doesn't matter which one you use. Your preference is yours because you learn the app, you know the app, you can use the app. How many in here actually use an app to edit video right now? How many want to learn how to use an app to edit video right now? Okay, so Lee's gonna continue his piece. I need 3 volunteers that want to be on video while I create this video, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, great. Okay, so, and there are a lot of apps out there that you can use. We use, Chris, help me.
For what?
beginning intro mate. We use intro mate for the introductions. We'll show you one in just a second. And we use splice. Now those are our quick editing that we use on the iPad and the iPhone. We use intro mate and splice. When we get into high-tech videos, we use what's called an NLE, nonlinear editing system. It's called Sony Vegas.
So I'll give you an example of an intro right now, okay?
Can you write the app down somewhere?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen right now.
Well, I think splice costs you about $4. Intro mate's free. I think.
Your app to edit videos. You can add also words.
Yes. Yeah, they're easier nowadays. So creating that video used to be hard. It used to be almost
So that was made in probably 15 minutes.
Do it again, please.
Just to start your video, something that's catchy, something that's flashy, something that has some sound to engage immediately. That's all that is.
What app is that?
Intro mate.
That's the top app right there. Intro mate.
Another one. I'm actually going to use this in the video so you guys can see them.
No, it's preference basically. If you're good with iMovie, then iMovie's great. Ultimately, you're just trying to create the media at the end, and if you kind of want a good final product, and you want to be able to own the MP4 or whatever it is, it's MOV, WMV, or whatever. But if you own it, then you can start moving it around. What you don't want to do, by the way, and this is super important, if somebody creates a video for you and only gives you the link, they control the link, and that's not a good thing. What you want to do is you want to control the video. You want to own the media. Owning the media means you actually have the MP4 on your computer somewhere. MP4, MOV, WMV, there's a lot of extensions for it, but it's primarily MP4. He's out there shooting video right now, so I'll try and override him. I'll try and override him. I don't know if he thought this thing's so good. Yeah. Yes. Non-linear editing system. That's what high-tech video guys do. And just so you know, I spent a few years in Hollywood. I learned all this stuff. Kip actually spent a lot of time in Hollywood. We shoot a lot of videos together. It's a passion. It's just like somebody who loves fixing up old cars or stuff like that. I love making videos. And Kip loves making videos. So we get together and we make collaborative projects and all kinds of good stuff. So, next thing. Let's go. We're still going to hover on YouTube, and then we're going to shift over to Facebook in just a second. But YouTube and Facebook are in a war, and the war is for your what? Attention. It is for your attention. Now it's a big, high-stakes war. Does anybody know how much the top YouTuber makes? Lots of money. What's lots to you? What's lots of money? 100,000? 500,000? 500,000? Good guess. 200,000 a month? 200,000 a month? That's pretty good. That's a good thing. Top YouTuber in the world, his name is PewDiePie. PewDiePie. I'll give you a story real quick and I'll tell you how it's relevant to you, okay? PewDiePie makes $15 million a year. He is currently 27 years old. He makes $15 million a year. Now I'm going to tell you the story because you can use it as you move forward as you make your videos. Here's how he started. PewDiePie was in Sweden. He started in Sweden. He's a gamer. So all he did was put a camera over his shoulder and he played the video games for an hour. And I'm not a gamer, so I don't know all of this stuff. But I guess in the gaming world, you go in with the sword and you're going to go beat a dragon. So you go whack the dragon with a sword, you throw the potion on. I don't know how to beat a dragon. But I know that the people that would watch him beat the dragon would go forward and then rewind, and go forward and then rewind in order to beat the dragon. Really? And what YouTube figured out was, hey, these guys are not leaving the video. They're not leaving the video. And because they're not leaving the video, I can throw an ad up every 5 minutes or every 8 minutes, and they can start giving revenue. Now, PewDiePie started in Sweden, and in Sweden, all YouTube videos are local. So if you upload something in Corona, it's going to go to your Corona area. If the video has, there's metrics on it. The metrics used to be views. Okay, so if you had 5,000 views, that was good. If you had 10,000 views, that was better. It was simple. But there was really quickly something called view farms where they would send it out to the Philippines, everybody would click it, and then they would mess up the numbers. So again, YouTube's smart, they're real smart. So they have another algorithm called runtime. So its runtime is real simple. How long is the video? It's an hour long, your runtime's an hour long. That's another algorithm. Another algorithm is watch time, and that's the most important, watch time. So however long people continue to watch your videos for, YouTube knows. And because they know, they can make you more popular and push you out. Back to the story of PewDiePie. His parents moved him from Sweden to the UK. And when they moved him to the UK, YouTube said, I don't know why, but he's got an unbelievable following in Sweden. Let's upload locally to the UK. And he got a big following in the UK. And then all of a sudden, this guy started going all over the place because YouTube has the power to push out the video. If people continue to watch your video, you have watch time and you are not stepping away from the video. So before you know it, PewDiePie is global. Global. Because beating the dragon, PewDiePie. Yeah. And by the way, whenever you say something, be careful because people can Google you right on the spot. It's beautiful. But you got to be careful. You better know your stuff if you're going to do this. And when you're talking to your clients too, just know it. That's all. It's real simple. But PewDiePie, $15 million a year. And the way he got there, Switzerland to the UK, and then it transferred over to America. And now he's just got this gigantic footprint. And whenever he puts something up, YouTube pushes it out really, really hard. Okay? Now remember, that's because his content has value. If your content has value to your customers, in other words, you're a first-time homebuyer, and you go through the problems that a first-time homebuyer is going through, and they actually watch it, they go, yes, I am confused on why this costs so much. So they don't leave your video. If they stay on your video, or you encourage them to rewatch your video, watch it 2 or 3 times in order for you to really understand this process, then you are going to gain on watch time. You don't have to have a global footprint. All you have to do is have a local footprint. So this goes back to putting on your shoes and beating the other guy. You don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough to beat everybody else. And just think about this. Y'all are professional realtors, and until this, you didn't know about how important the YouTube presence was. It's super important. It really is. Facebook's got everybody trained because it's entertainment, and you think, hey, this is fun. I'll go down the rabbit hole on Facebook. You do, but Facebook controls the media. It will never show up on YouTube. Because the reason what you brought up, Andrea, was whenever I upload a video to Facebook, it will automatically play. Whenever I plug in a link from YouTube, you have to click it. Because they're fighting against each other. They don't want you going to YouTube. They don't even want to put YouTube's video on there. But the market mandates that they have to. And because they mandate they have to, they give themselves a competitive advantage by you uploading to their platform, the video automatically plays. If you upload to YouTube and then you embed the YouTube link, you have to click it. That one little motion put Facebook.
Nobody wants to read.
You're correct. So Facebook has said, yeah, we'll allow you to, but we'll make them functionally obsolete. Because when you're trolling Facebook, you're there for entertainment. Now, if you want to learn how to bake a pie, if you want to learn how to bake a pie, you don't go to Facebook and say bake a pie. You go to YouTube and you say bake a pie. Remember that, because when you're putting something on Facebook, if it's entertaining, people will hang around. If it's not entertaining, you'll watch your friend for about 30 seconds and you go, hey, my friend, okay, I'm done. And that's what happens. And then you go down the rabbit hole. You go to the next video and the next video and the next video until you get to something that's entertaining. However, on YouTube, you're looking to solve a problem. You're looking to find an answer. And this is beautiful for you as a realtor. Because if your first-time homebuyers really do have this problem. If you just put out a video that says Corona video HOA and why, and you went through and you said, hey, here's the HOAs in the different parts of Corona, and here's why. You got a new park here, you got this, you got whatever, and you did that, and then you search engine optimize it by putting in the correct text of 500 words. Anybody who typed in Corona HOA is going to find them. Does that make sense? Anybody have questions on that? I talk kind of fast. Kind of? Thanks, appreciate that.
Why is this important for us realtors?
It's important because people are going to search you. Always remember that. You will never, just as a rule, anybody who's about to hire you for the biggest purchase of their life, for most people, this is the biggest purchase of your life. They're going to put you in Google. They're going to. You should control to a degree what they find. You can't control everything. I mean, you can't, bad Yelp review, you get them. Bad Zillow review, it happens. And Yelp works to make that good profile. But the bigger picture is if you just do a good job on the bigger picture, one bad Yelp review won't kill you, one bad Zillow review will kill you. And if you do the right things, people will understand. They really will. So if you're going out and you choose, I'm trying to inspire you to go out and create a video to your niche, like you said. What was the word you used? Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Value-added propositions, what I use. Yes. Okay. So, differentiator. Yes. So your unique differentiator. If you just spent a little bit of time and you put Corona HOA or Corona Park or whatever, if you just found one spot, somebody's going to put that in Google. And when they put that in Google, if they have a good result, it's likely that you're going to get a call. Does that make sense? Any questions on that yet? Okay. Yes?
Is there any app to use filters for videos? And do you suggest that?
Yes, and yes. I suggest whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. People won't care if you hit your lines. They really won't care. They don't care. They care if you're entertaining and comfortable. And if you're entertaining and comfortable, people will watch you longer. It's creating quality content, what they call it. Creating quality content. Because when you get in front of your first video camera, you're going to freeze. If you haven't already been there, you're going to be like, I am a loan officer and I'm really good at my job. Please use me. Nobody cares. Right? They don't. And remember that this is part of sales, but I use something called WIFM. WIFM.
What's it for me? Use the app.
Wow, who said that? Love that. What's in it for me? WIFM. Everybody listens to this radio station in the back of their mind. It's WIFM. What's in it for me? So if somebody's listening to you talk, to me as a loan officer talk, they don't care that I'm a loan officer. As a rule, they just don't. My mom does, but that's about it. You know what they care about? When I say, hey, listen, I'm a loan officer. I specialize in zero down programs. You won't pay a dime out of your pocket. I just hit their WIFM. Because they'll all go, whoa, what do you mean I won't pay a dime out of my pocket? It's just sales. It's simple sales. It's sales 101. So when you're building your video, be sure to... What's that?
With and then 2 eyes?
No. What's in it for me? WIFM. So everybody listens to that. So if you're looking for an HOA problem and you say, hey, here's the HOAs and here's the ones you should really buy because of this. Well, they're like, whoa, okay. Now you've got my interest. You have to solve a problem. You have to create quality content. And that's what it always boils down to, is quality content. Okay, that was YouTube and creating quality content. Let's talk about Facebook now. Facebook. This is what everybody's been trained on. They think video on Facebook. But where does the video reside? We know this, right? Where does it reside? On your timeline, correct. It lives in Facebook. Now, can you get to Facebook without logging into Facebook? No. Whoa, wait a minute. Somebody controls my content?
Yes.
Who now owns that content? They don't actually own it. They'll give it to you. They did it for a while, but they've stepped away from that. Yeah, Zuckerberg. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. So they have it because most people are too lazy. Not lazy. They just don't know. They don't know that this content resides on Facebook, and because of that, it's behind what's called a PHP wall, protected, and you can't get there unless you ask permission to get into Facebook. Every time you log in, you ask permission.
What if it's public?
It's public still. It's public still. Now, Facebook makes their money by having you have a page and push it out. So if you have a video on a page and you push it out, then you can get to their audience. But guess what? If somebody's not on Facebook, they won't see it. And the minute you stop or you close down that account or that page, the video dies. It's gone. Because it never was in your control. But if you upload it to YouTube, guess how long it lasts? Forever until you take it down. And super important, guys. Super important. Because Many people want to pay somebody to create the video and upload it to YouTube. And they will. There's a lot of videographers, a lot of web designers and all this stuff. You must get the video yourself. You must own the MP4. MP4 or WMV or MP4. You must own it, because if you own it and you put it on your channel, then who controls it? You do. If he owns it, who controls it? He does. So I don't know if anybody's been in that situation where you have a web designer who's not answering your phone calls anymore, and all of a sudden you don't know what's happening. I think most people have been on
I have a
web.
bad incident right now where when I first started real estate, somebody did a page for me on my Facebook account. And then now I have an Instagram account. I have a lot of followers, about 1,600, and I want to link my new page to my Instagram. But I can't do it because it's only linked to the old page and I don't have any access and I can't get a hold of the back.
So that's a big thing. You need to understand that you need to control your content. You need to control your content. It's so easy to say, well, I'll just pay someone to do it. And somebody will do it for $80 a month or $100 a month or whatever. But the minute you stop paying them, your piece is gone. It's gone. And you don't want to be in that spot. You can pay them, and that's fine, because some of them are good, some of them are worth it. But make sure that you have the MP4 and upload it and mirror whatever they're doing on your own channel. So when theirs drops, yours stays.
All right, I'm doing the video.
Okay, so this just created a video.
So I took 3 of them. They each spent about 30 seconds just doing a quick intro. Like I told you, for the intro sequence, I spent about 15 minutes on that. For the edit, for shooting the video, we probably spent, what, 2 minutes total? And then to put this video together right now in its entirety probably took me 8 minutes. So less than a half an hour to put this whole thing together. And there's a lot more that you can do. You can make it prettier. You can do a lot of flashy things. This is just a real basic sequence. So here it goes.
And did you use app? So that's
Hi everyone, Mandy Munoz here, your Southern California Realtor. I just wanted to say we're in Corona today. It's so hot. The market is so hot right now. Taking listings, selling them in 24 hours at full market value or above. Just call me with anything you need, buying or selling. 310-987-0379.
Hi, April Diego with Keller Williams today in beautiful Corona. Man, it's hot. We're about 100 degrees, but guess what? It's hot as the market it is. Call me with buying, selling, investing, renting, 1031 exchange, and your girl. 951-454-1614. See you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, it's me, Waldron, otherwise known as the negotiator, Keller Williams Franco. And although my shirt does say 100% now today, that doesn't apply to you buyers and sellers. Anything you guys need, Eastvale, Norfolk, Run, Ontario, I'm your gal. Please call me 909-702-3976. Good to be negotiating with you.
What the hell is that?
Just put a couple extra clips in there, just a couple things I was messing around when we got here, just so I had something to add to the video. This one sped up a little bit, she's riding really fast. And that's it.
So now, after you've done this a couple of times, 8 minutes I think you said?
Yeah, and I did it with the sound off.
Now, he owns the MP4. He controls the content. So he can upload it to his YouTube channel from his phone. I'm going to get to the different channels here in just a second. But he can upload it from his phone, he can talk to text his 500 words saying, hey, we're Corona, the Inland Gateway Association of Realtors, and we had this awesome thing, and blah, 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 blah. And guess who we talked to? We talked to Mandy Munoz, we talked to Andrew Negro, and then 100% not today. And if you guys don't have anything out there, we will rank for your name. I will beat you for your name just by doing that. If you don't have anything on YouTube, I will beat you just because I named you one time. So I'm telling you, I shouldn't do that. I should never beat you. In what I saw, just looking at you, I can see how a client would go, yeah, I would like to work with her. Looking at Andrea Nagel, yes, I would like to work with her. There's something about her. Yes, I would like to work with you. So that's that value-added proposition. And the big thing was the smile. All of you guys smiled. It wasn't, not Hollywood, I got you. And that wasn't Hollywood style or anything. It was just a big smile and a warm feel. That's called quality content. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hit the numbers. You don't have to be Hollywood-ish. In fact, the entertaining videos are the least Hollywood-ish. Go ahead, Michael. So,
listening to what you're saying right now, like, I'll go on, you know how I, let's say text videos with my neighbor. So I'm actually stealing those videos, and now I own them.
Okay.
Yeah, is that what's going on?
Well, I'm not gonna, I don't have a lawyer hat, so I'm not gonna get into all that. Appreciate you asking legal advice. Yeah, and you're gonna give him a selfie for that?
What do you mean by that? Like,
Okay, so there, it gets into, I'll give you a real quick brief thing. If somebody created a movie, well, guess who owns the movie? Whoever created it. They spend their money and they created the movie. Can you get a piece of the movie and use it? There's kind of this argument called fair use where you can use a piece of it, okay? But the content creator, it's owned by the content creator. There used to be lawsuits that go on, but in this day and age, they're not so much. And again, I'm not a lawyer. So the answer to your question is, I'm not qualified to answer that question. I can help you make video. I don't know about stepping through the lines of the law. I don't know about all that.
I know you can't. I had that incident myself where I was uploading a video on YouTube and it had a song
Yes.
that was like a popular song, Beyonce or something, and then it said, no, we don't have
You don't own the content.
this song, so we can't upload it.
Correct. And by the way, there's certain things that allow you to and certain things that don't allow you to. YouTube will stop you. Again, they're the smartest people out there. They have an algorithm to find the Beyonce song. And when you upload it, it goes through their algorithm. They go, hey, you don't own this song. And they'll say, you don't. Now there are it happens on Facebook too. And it also happens with movie clips. Now some movie clips say, hey, listen, we'll allow you to use it because it's better for us. Because we'll get a little bit of promotion on it. So they allow you to use certain things. But it'll say, hey, there is some licensed content on this. So there's two levels. There's a few others, but the big levels are, no, you can't use it. And yeah, but you're using licensed content. We're going to tell everybody you're using licensed content. Okay? So there's those two things. Talk about channels.
No, I just want to see if anyone has anything off topic. We got a couple things that we're talking about and a couple things that are very important that most people don't do, like YouTube and the importance of it. Is there anything else off topic that you guys would like to hear a little bit about? We got about 15 more minutes.
How do you get your own YouTube channels? And how do you do that?
Very good. Go to youtube.com and say, I want a channel. It really is that simple. It's just like creating a Facebook account. Zero. It's all free. It's like Facebook. It's all free.
So then that would be like, and then I could put my videos on that?
Yes, and that's good. Good segue. It's almost like you planned that for me. Well, now this is a little bit higher tech than most will be able to get to until they're taught it. And that is, on your YouTube account, you can have multiple channels. You go through and you create a channel for my family. And this is the reunion and all this stuff, and that's a channel. But guess what? Your real estate people don't care about your family for the most part. Sometimes they do. But for the most part, they don't care about your family. What they care about is, what's in it for me as a first-time homebuyer, what's in it for me? So you create a channel. What you guys did when you liked this Chris and Lee channel is you went to a channel that we created. New channel. I think somebody pointed out on me that I had 13 subscribers. Thank you for that.
Now you're up to 26.
I'm up to 26.
So you don't have to have a separate email. You can create multiple channels with one email.
Correct. And it gets a little complicated because who owns YouTube? Google. Guess what you have? You have a Google account. If you have multiple Google accounts, Google knows it. So when you try to,
They know where I am.
Yes.
They're always telling me what
so when you try and create multiple YouTube channels, then they will know it. Does that make sense? So you can create YouTube channels. In fact, we have a project going where we just go through and we create a channel just for a topic. We have a topic with somebody in here who are doing a DIY with two girls fixing things up. That is for entertainment purposes, but it's also for visibility and top of mind purposes. So if you're able to do this type of thing and create quality content where people can see you and search you, well then you're going to get more clients. Remember, if you're in it for the long haul, you need video. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're in it for the long haul, you need video.
Questions? You guys want to lead through a rapid fire where you can just question?
I'm going to cover one more thing. Yeah, go ahead.
So whenever you do Facebook marketing and you boost your ad, can you also boost videos, or is it just like
You can boost your videos.
Boost a video.
Yep. So when you upload a video, you have to upload it. Yes, on Facebook business page. Yes, go.
Tell me the difference between boosting a post and a Facebook.
Well, either one of them you're paying for. Either one of you're paying for. The important part of that is the geo-targeting. You can target a certain spot. If you don't target, well, they're going to give you some basics, and if you don't do anything, then just go to the people that liked your page, which, by the way, is not the right way to do things. Because if you go to the people that liked your page, there's a probability that they will find it anyway. But if you say, specifically go to the people that have not liked my page, then you can gather somebody that's outside of your sphere. And they would, if it's something quality, they'll like your page, you'll get more people liking your page, and it increases your social footprint. Did that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead.
Do you have a YouTube channel that we can go to? And I know we just subscribed, I did.
Yes.
But you have videos on there that teach you how to do things?
Yes, literally. We go through, Chris and I are doing something called walk and talks, where we hold up the selfie stick, this guy right here, and we have somebody give us a real topic on video or whatever, and we just walk and we answer all the questions. Because again, for me, this is a passion. I like this stuff. I like the algorithms. I like Google. I like YouTube. I like studying this, and I like sharing it with people. Go ahead.
So on Facebook, you just said, I boost all the time on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like my next post, I can boost it where people have not seen it?
Correct.
Wow, how do you do that?
It's in the page. It's gonna say boost post, and there's a spot that say to the one you normally do, or would you like to create your own? Create your own, and then from there you're able to geo-target. Go ahead.
All right, so Instagram will allow you to boost to Facebook, boost to Twitter, boost to Vimeo, boost to all these different sites all at the same time. Would you recommend doing
As long as you're linked, yes. Remember, the point of the boost is to do what? What's the point of a boost? When you guys are paying $5 or $20, what are you trying to do?
Get in front of people that don't know you.
Exposure. Now remember that the natural algorithm is going to get in front of the people that already talk with you. If you up it and you go to people you don't know, well then you can get into a little bit wider of a group. And ultimately, where do realtors get their clients?
Referrals and sphere.
From people you know at sphere of influence and referrals. Sphere of influence and referrals. Sphere of influence and referrals. So as a realtor, your job is to get out there and make sure that you do a good job, you have a good brand, and you have a sphere of influence that helps people. So one last topic real quick, and that's search engine optimization.
Question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, how can I add people? Sometimes I don't want to add people to my personal, just like I have realtors in my personal, but I don't want them in my business page. How do I move people around?
Business page is a little bit more difficult because it's like opening up a store over here and saying, I don't want this type of person walking in. The business page is a little bit more difficult to control that way because you kind of told everybody, hey listen, I want to be out there. This is what I do. So can you? Yes. It's more difficult. Go ahead.
So what I've done, and I don't know if this is working, I've just asked certain people to like my page, so I have them on this side.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, remember that one of them is a controlled environment. Your friends list is a controlled environment. You 100% control that.
Okay.
So you can say, this is my friend, this is my acquaintance, I only share this with friends of friends. There's all kinds of filters in the controlled environment. But once you stepped out into the business page, you've kind of opened your door for business. Can you stop certain people? Sure. You know, a liquor store can stop people under 21, but they have to do certain things in order to do that. There's ways to do it, but by virtue of you stepping out and saying, I'm a business, you've kind of pulled that back, your ability to filter people. Does that make sense? Next, I can add a question over here.
Yes, so going back really quickly to Facebook, so you mentioned that there was a difference between boosting a post and then creating an ad campaign, right?
Yes.
So my question is, do I boost it or do I create an ad campaign?
The answer is yes.
To both?
Yes. As a rule, you kind of want, and it depends on what your target is. Remember that when you boost it, you can boost it to just friends. So then you know who you're...
So I'm boosting it to just friends when I boost.
Okay. So
right?
Purposefully, instead of getting in front of the 11%, now you'll get in front of 50%. So it's only the people that you know. You have, by design, by saying, I don't want to boost the people I don't know, you've excluded the rest of the world.
So I have to go to my settings to change that to
Correct.
reach out to the
You're
other
gonna boost
11%.
And this is marketing, and this is why Facebook is worth
Okay.
billions today.
Okay.
Because they understand.
That's also gonna be what your purpose is in that. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Lee and I, we do a lot of booths.
Right.
We're in front of Martin, we're in front of Shira, we're in front of Adriana, we're in front of people that we already know and know us. But for our brand, we want to be consistently in front of them, just like Coke, Pepsi, and everybody else that we already know. So for the consistency of the brand is why you want to be in front of people that you know, and then for the people that you don't know is the purpose of the other ads.
Of the targeted ad.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if there's purpose for everything, it
Right.
depends on what your purpose is. You really got to define it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got lost. What's the difference between boosting and adding a campaign?
Well, boosting is a post that you just put out, and it's going to give you the option of boosting it. So let's just say
Yeah,
I
I've
say,
done that.
I had a picture here, and I say, hey, just gave a speech at the Inland Gateway, or Inland Gateway Association of Realtors.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I say that, and I put a post out, and then I share it to my page. It's going to ask me, would you like to boost the post? Sure. So I'm going to boost the post. But that's not an advertising campaign. An advertising campaign is, I thought it through, I did this, they're just different.
Okay.
This is just a simple boost of a post.
Okay.
Will it give me awareness? Will people know who I am? Yes, it will. Should you do it? Sure. If your objective is to get out there and increase your social footprint, you need to do it in every possible way you can. There's a reason top producers have giant billboards on the street that cost $5,000 a month, because they're always trying to get their social footprint. Yes? Oh, okay. Okay, so that's the difference between an ad campaign and boosting a post. So the last thing, search engine optimization. When you guys are putting together the 500 words, if you Google it, it'll say 300 to 500, but the stats show 500 is better. 500 words, just write a good story, but know that you're keyword intense. So if I'm trying to be Corona Realtor, then I want to make sure that Corona Realtors show up multiple times, at least 5 times. But they have to show in the natural flow of the text. They have to go, hey, listen, I was raised in Corona. My dad was a realtor, and when he was a realtor, I used to watch him go on 2 open houses, and it made me want to be a realtor. I love Corona. My kids are raised in Corona. They go to Corona High. If you do it that way, then the relevant text shows up. And remember that the smartest people in the world work at Google. They work at YouTube. Go ahead, Bernie.
So that's about the description portion, right? What about the tags part? What kind of tags can you put? You know what I mean?
Okay. So now and here's where this gets a little complicated, because anybody seen the hashtags?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody put the hashtags?
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody have a clue what that means? What it means?
Yes. Yeah.
What? Tell me. What does it mean?
Well, hashtag say California Realtor. You know the hashtag, then you go to other sites or other links. It'll link you to everyone that said California Realtor.
Close. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's pretty dead on. It's pretty good. An individual type group gets created in each hashtag. It's almost like its own little pocket of people. How many times have you searched hashtag Corona Realtor? Okay, so and maybe you have, but the searches are not high. They're not a lot. So should you tag? Sure. And the reason is because it gives you just a little bit more press. But you've seen when it first started, there was hashtag. I think who was it that did a big bit on it? Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, and it was hashtag. Because it's a phase that ran its course. Is it still valuable? Yes. Still there. Still good.
But they say shouldn't be any more than 4 or 5 hashtags.
At one time they were doing 50 to 100. And there's a certain point where it's just, you're now offending your viewer. You just don't want to offend your viewer. It always boils down to creating quality content. If you're helping somebody.
I think it's helpful because say I do a lot of gardening, and then when I put my garden, and then I go to other gardens, and I see what they're doing.
Yes.
I want a gardener.
That's awesome. Yes, and you're right. And if it's pertinent to your topic, then it helps.
17 of them.
Yes, and that's what it is. You're not offending your viewer. So we're going to get, I see Jeannie walking up, so we're probably going to get the cane here pretty soon. So last questions, anybody? Do you guys feel like you got some value? Do you feel like, seriously? So I'm going to go around and ask you one little thing. So a little nervous, and if you don't want, that's okay. But what did you get out of value? Did you? What did you get?
Oh, I got a lot of value. I learned how to do the YouTube and the importer survey.
Okay.
So
Good, sir. What kind of value did you get? Did you get anything that just stuck out? Drinking? It's okay, no worries, man. Value, did you get any value?
Yeah, I'm considering boosting my Facebook posts.
Okay.
More that's being content for, and then creating a individual YouTube account or channel just for real estate.
Good. How about, sir?
You know, I do the boost a lot for open houses and stuff like that, but I didn't realize the importance of also adding content to the YouTube channel.
Let me give you one more piece. This is super huge, by the way. Super huge. You guys ready for this? You're gonna be excited. It's gonna be exciting. How huge? It's super, okay? It's super. If you know how to shoot your video for an open house, and you put it on YouTube, and you don't date it, you just say, hey, I'm doing an open house this Saturday, it's awesome, it's amazing, blah, 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 and you put it on YouTube. Guess how long it stays on YouTube? Forever. And if it stays on YouTube forever and you do it at every open house, when somebody Googles you, sooner or later, you're going to have so many videos that pop up, you're going to be like, oh wow, who's this guy? He's all over the place. Anybody ever done that? You Google somebody and they're like, wow, there's a lot of stuff on this guy. So that's a super important one, because if you're already doing the open house,
Don't date it.
no. If you want it to live forever, you don't date it.
Yeah, but if you're doing an open
But
house,
they come to their house and
Saturday,
they're
not next
Different concepts. If you're trying to get people to the open house, you're correct, you should date it. But if you're trying to build your online presence so that people know that you have a big footprint, and then somebody says, this guy has 70 open house videos. I don't know what he's doing, but he's killing it.
It's really
So if you're trying to get people, and it goes back to the purpose. If you're trying to get people to the open house, yes, and that's why Facebook is immediate. Facebook is not for your bigger print. YouTube's for the bigger print. And when you make the video for YouTube, all you have to do is flip up your phone, not on Facebook, but just capture a video. Same thing that you put on Facebook, or you can even upload it to Facebook after you've captured it and it's on your camera. But
When we do the Facebook Live, that video is low. There's no other video that you can take it to Facebook.
yes, there is. Good question. Yes. I like that. Everybody believe that?
Well, I didn't hear her. Facebook Live.
Does everybody believe that? When you go Facebook Live, do you think you have access to the video?
How?
How many people yes? How many people no?
When you post, no, but if you
Here's what happened.
put it on YouTube.
Here's what happened. It's beautiful. This is part of the war that nobody knows about. Facebook is having a war with YouTube. They're having a war.
You are so excited.
I know, right? And this is no coffee or anything. Okay, so Facebook is having a war with YouTube.
Passionate about it.
Facebook said, all right, we're going to let you go live, but we're not going to give you the video. That's how they first started it. And then the market said, whoa, because there's softwares that popped up that says, okay, we can rip this down. So softwares came up to rip it down, and then people were going the extra step, and they were offending their user, me, the Facebook user. So what they did is they said, no, we'll give it to you. There's just a complicated way to get it. And if you Google it, you can now get your Facebook Live video. I know because we do walk and talks, we do them live, and we used to have to use the software to pull it down to upload it to YouTube. But now you can download it. You can go to the right corner and download it. You didn't used to be able to though. It's part of that war that's happening because Facebook doesn't want you to leave their algorithm. They do not want you. Go ahead.
Okay, going back on the YouTube, on the open house not dating it. Can you say it like during the content video today, June 10th, I'm doing an open house at such and such address?
If you'd like to, sure.
But would you keep it? Do you keep it?
Well, think about it when your end user sees it. Okay, so they're Googling and they're on YouTube and they find your video. And it's now September, and you said, hey, it's June 10th, I'm at the open house. What do they automatically do? They're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. But if you say, hey, I got this amazing open house, it's an unbelievable price, come and see me.
Okay.
Then they call you and they go, hey, yeah, I'm calling about that amazing one on Citrus.
Well, I don't have that one, but now
I don't have that one anymore, but I do have one down the road on Green Street.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by understanding your end user. If you understand the end user, yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
You said she used 500 words to have, now, I know how I am. If something's longer, probably than a minute or two, I don't. Is there stats of what's best for the length of a video, or is it to be short and sweet?
Very good question. Very good question. And it depends what your end objective is. If your objective is to press the algorithm, the only way that you're going to be able to get watch time is to have run time. So your run time has to be long enough so your watch time can be long enough. Because if you only put a 30-second video, even if they watch the entire thing, the entire watch time is only 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to
So
comprehend that.
by virtue, you need enough run time so you can get watch time. We actually shifted the way we do business a while back. I used to do only 1-minute videos. I shifted to 30-minute videos now. We do 30-minute walk and talks teaching this same exact thing, because what I'm looking for is not the people to watch the whole thing. I don't think for 1 second nobody's going to watch the whole thing. But they will watch longer than 1 minute. And because they watch longer than 1 minute, I get a higher degree of watch time, and my algorithm increases, and then people find me more often.
So if anyone wants any more information on this stuff, these things were handed out to you a few minutes ago. Go ahead and fill it out, put it in the air, and Carrie and Leslie will come by and pick it up.
So we're going to get to Kay here, but thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you. If you have any questions, we'll hit you, okay?
You know what? They're not only video gurus, but they are lenders. So if you ever want excellent service and knowledgeable, you already know we're knowledgeable about this, just think what they can do for loans. All right? So thank you.
Thank you.